life is always talking to us, and it's really interesting how we choose not to listen to the things that are most important to us. I've been noticing in my own life the areas where I just want to push things aside, or it's not even that I want to do that, that's the natural reaction. But life is always talking to us. It's talking to us through the emotions that are arising, the triggers that are coming up, the positive and negative waves of feelings that are happening to us all throughout the day that, it's hard sometimes to take time to tune into that. But I found that when I do tune into that, so much information is coming from that. And when there's a particular feeling that I don't want to feel or I don't want to allow through, it's like the level of the resistance is equal to the level of impact it's going to have on my life, which is so interesting too, because it's like, wouldn't it be nice if it came through as a positive impulse that would have a positive impact? But it's those pieces of resistance that block the flow of energy in our life that is the most impactful. Those are the things that are showing themselves to us to allow us to become more aware. And in listening and feeling and acknowledging, they start to dissolve, they start to transmute, they start to open up. And what's on the other side of that is more awareness. And the awareness itself allows the patterns to dissolve. And so if you do have an empowering context for your life, I did another video on empowering context and the importance of that. If you do understand that everything that comes towards you, that comes for you, that's coming to speak to you, to give you information that will allow you to unlock the next level of your evolution. So if there's a certain pattern that's recurring over and over and over again, pay attention to that pattern. I know for me, something I've discovered just this weekend is, I've always known about this, but it's like the depth of this and its impact that it's still having on my life and my being. I didn't really realize, and that's kind of this codependency around others, and when they're not feeling good, especially if they're very close to me, the deep impact that has been having on my emotions and the impact that's also having on the people around me as well, because there's an automatic reaction to either pull away from them or ignore the emotion. And it's not that the pulling away necessarily is a bad idea. Sometimes pulling away is necessary in creating space to allow that person to work through what they need to work through, and to allow yourself to focus on what it is that you want to focus on. But the unawareness of the impact creates an automatic response that is felt by the other person and then is felt by myself. And so what I have noticed is that I'm actually able to be with the emotion that comes up in that moment. And the depth of that comes from love, that comes from care, that comes from wanting to help. But the unhealthy aspect of it is being dependent upon that person feeling better, resolving their issue, resolving their challenge or problem, in order for me to not feel that negative emotion that comes up when witnessing their pain. And so it's such a deep core aspect of my relationship with others and my relationship with myself. And these are the kind of things that I'm talking about when I'm saying, patterns that continue to show up over and over again that we don't necessarily notice. And when we don't notice them, there's always some sort of resistance to being aware of them because there's pain involved, because there's kind of a subconscious knowledge that if we are aware, we are going to have to move through that pain. We are going to have to acknowledge that pain. And we may not be able to move through it right away. We may have to spend some time with it. We may have to spend, more time than we want to with these emotions before the answer arises, or before they start to open, or they start to clear, or they start to unfold. So it's so good to just bring even more awareness into our lives as life is talking to us, and just opening to a space of listening even more than we have. I'm sending you all so much love.